Coming up first on the Start Here playlist is the single most important thing to your success. It's more important than just about anything else. Now, I'm going to say a bunch of things are really important along this playlist, but this is the most important thing, and that is consistency is king. The things that we do to impact our fitness and health, the things that we do to lose weight, to gain strength, to get healthy, to rehab from an injury, whatever it happens to be, they're things that we need to do regularly over time in a consistent manner without fail. The worst fitness plan in the world done consistently will get you better results than the best fitness plan in the world done intermittently. And this is where a lot of us fail, right? Like we get all gung ho and motivated and we work out for a few weeks and then we take a week off at the gym and then we go like, oh, I got to get back in the gym. And we go back for a couple weeks and we're back and forth and back and forth. And we never really make any progress at all, let alone sustainable progress. And that's kind of a good example of short-term inconsistency, but we're also guilty of long-term inconsistency. One of the things that I'll talk about a lot on this channel is that this is a journey. This isn't a destination. So unfortunately, one of the things that online fitness coaches and Instagram influencers and YouTube video creators do in a lot of cases is they give us all the false hope that the success we want is only 12 miserable weeks away. And if we just buckle down for those 12 weeks, if we just buckle down for 3 months, if we just buckle down for 6 months and just gut it out, that we can get to the finish line, right? Like we can get fit and healthy. And then that implies that we can just go back to the way that we were living our lives. And in reality, that's not how things work. Long-term inconsistency is what a lot of, especially myself at 55, has experienced. I spend a lot of my time in my life getting fit, and then I let myself go and I get fat and I get out of shape. And then I get injured and I get hurt and I get fat and I get out of shape. And then I rehab from that injury and I'm healthy and I'm doing good. And then I get sick and I get fat and out of shape. And I've just done this it's yo-yo dieting, whatever you want to call it, where you do good and then you do bad. And over the course of years, when you look at your life as a whole, that inconsistent level of fitness, what happens is at some point, and my trainer and I talk about it as we call it the crossroads. At some point in your life, especially if you're the average age of the viewer watching this channel, which is typically late 30s and on, but over 40, over 50, over 60 and beyond, what happens is at some point in those years, and by the way, anybody watching this who is younger than that, I'm still talking to you because this is in your future too, is that you come to a crossroads where, you're going up and down and up and down and up and down. At some point, the up isn't possible anymore. So you're going to be able to stop. So if we visualize it going across your life and you're going, I'm fit, I'm not fit, I'm fit, I'm not fit. You're going to be able to stop either down here or up here. You can stop in either place. It's up to you. The cool thing about being a human being is that we get to choose in large part how we age. So what happens is we can stop and we can be consistently out of shape and we can end up like a lot of people that I know, and not knocking them. It's just the state in life that they're in where they've decided that they're consistently going to eat takeout and go out to eat and watch Netflix and not get exercise. And they've just given up on a lot of the things that they used to like to do in life because, hey, that just happens. What happens when you get older, right? You just can't do certain things, which by the way is a lie. Or you can make a decision and go the right way at the crossroads and you can be consistent up here, get yourself healthy and stay up here, knowing that at some point in your life, if you let that fall off, you're going to be stuck down there. Right now, there's never a time where you shouldn't try and get healthier. Another cool thing about being a human is you can always improve. It's just the amount that you can improve or where you can get to that changes. So when we talk about consistency, short-term consistency breeds long-term consistency, breeds you being able to be 80 years old, play on the ground with your grandkids, pick them up, put them on your shoulders, carry them into the kitchen, put them into their chair at the dinner table, and enjoy life without having to use a walker, without having to be in assisted living, and to be a functional older person in life, which is my goal is I don't want to need help when I'm older, right? So I would like to be able to do that. So the first and most key thing is consistency. If you can remember that, and this plays into your choices, right? Don't pick a workout plan that you can't be consistent with. If all you can do is lift weights twice a week, then just commit to twice a week. If all you can do is do cardio 3 times a week, then don't overcommit and pick an unsustainable thing. Start small and work your way up from there and be consistent in whatever you pick. So same thing with diet. If you're currently eating 3,500 calories a week, you can either choose to just starve yourself down to 2,000 calories and you know you'll be able to tough that out for a month, or you go down to 3,200 calories a week at first because you can stay there consistently and you know you can do that. It's much better to move down to 3,200 at first and worry about moving lower later and get the consistency thing down first. So, of all the things that I talk about on this Start Here playlist, consistency is king.